Perfect. All right. So on this board, we have a mortgage math pop quiz. All right. And before we jump in, I just want to like give a little disclaimer regarding copyright. So these math problems are just, from the internet. And so this is just being used for educational purposes and to do this free video. So, all right. So I'm so excited to have Yuli with me. So question number one, let's calculate the gross monthly income that qualifies, the gross monthly income that qualifies. So here's the situation. We have a borrower who has a job and she makes $22.25 per hour, and she routinely works 10 hours of overtime, and she receives $300 of biweekly child support for the next 38 months. Now, why is it important that we know that the child support is expected to continue for the next 38 months? Why is that important?
Because we need any child support needs to be kept for 3 years consecutively.
Yes, 3 years consecutively, right? Has to be expected that it's going to continue on for at least 3 years, which is 36 months. And in this case, this is 38 months, so it meets that criteria, so it's safe. So we can include it, And what's the what about the overtime, right? That overtime, it must be like consistent overtime, right? It can't be like overtime that a bar gets every once in a while. It has to be consistent, So overtime, and I guess even the job too, right? The job has to be deemed as being a steady job, right? It has to be like stable income, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So let's calculate the gross monthly income. I broke it down into 3 different sections, right? Because we got like the pay regarding the regular job, the regular 40 hours, and then we got the 10 hours of overtime, and then we have the child support. So let's focus on the regular 40-hour pay. So we take the hourly rate, which is $22.25, and we multiply that by how many hours?
40.
40 hours, right? 40 hours. Okay. And we get $890. Then, so that $890, therefore, is the weekly amount. So then, therefore, we're going to take the 890 and we're going to multiply that by how many weeks?
52.
52, right? So that we can get the yearly amount, which is 46,280. And then we're going to take that 46,280 and we're going to divide it by how many months in order to get the monthly amount?
12.
12, right. Very good. So then we get $3,856.67. All right, so we're going to save that number because we're going to add it all up at the end. So let's now focus on the overtime. All right, so we start with the hourly rate of $22.25, and we have to multiply it by what in order to get the overtime payment rate?
Is it like 1.5 or like 0.25?
Oh, not 0.25. When you're thinking about 1.25, you're thinking about grossing up like public assistant,
Yeah,
Okay.
I get this confused.
Yeah. So okay, so that's something separate. When you have to gross up public assistant, now, and by the way, why do we gross up public assistance payment? Is because it's tax-free, right? It's tax-free payments, and so therefore we have to gross it up, right, to make it comparable with like taxable income, right? And so we gross it up by 25%, and so therefore to gross it up by 25%, we multiply it by 1.25, right? So that's something separate. But what we're talking about here is trying to calculate the overtime payment rate per hour. And so overtime, standard overtime is time and a half, right? So time and a half would be what factor? It would be 1.5, right?
Okay.
1.5. So then therefore, we're going to take the $22.25 and multiply that by 1.5. 1.5. And then that gives us $33, 0.375. And then we take that 33.375 and we multiply it by how many hours in order to get the weekly amount.
That would be 10, right? Because that's how
Right.
much overtime.
Right. Well, I'm sorry, say it again.
That's because that's how much overtime the person does.
Yes, yes. So yeah, multiply by 10 because that's the amount of consistent overtime that they do every week. Yes. Very good. So we multiply by 10 and we get $333.75. And then we take that $333.75 and we multiply it by how many weeks in order to get the yearly amount.
52.
Right, 52 weeks. Excellent. So then we get 17,355. And then we divide that by how many months in order to get the monthly amount?
12.
12. Excellent. And so then we have $1,446.25. Excellent. So we're going to save that number and then we're going to look at the child support. Okay, so child support is $300 of bi-weekly child support for the next 38 months. So we're going to take 300 times how many weeks in order to get the yearly amount. Now remember, it's bi-weekly.
So that'd be 26.
Yes, 26. Very good. And then we get 7,800. So then, and then now here's the thing, because it's child support, right? Because it's like public assistance, because it's tax-free, we need to gross up the income. So therefore, we're going to multiply that 7,800 by what?
Is it 0.25 this time?
Yes. So, but I mean, you're close, but what?
1.25.
1.25. Yes. 1.25. So we multiply it by 1.25, and then we get the 9,750. And then we're going to divide that by how many months in order to get the monthly amount?
12.
12. Excellent. So then we get $812.50. Very good. And so then therefore, what's our next step? We just have to add up those three amounts from the three different categories, right? So we add them up and we get $6,115.41. So is that clear?
Yes. Yes. I only just get confused on the public assistance, like grossing up or overtime, that like decimal. That's what I kind of just get confused on, but it makes sense now.
Yes, excellent. And so now question number 2 is calculate what 3 points equal. What 3 points equal. Now, when we say points, they are, percentage points, right? So like 3 points, it'll be 3 points applied to the amount of the loan, right? So 3 points can be written as what? 0.03, right? A decimal, right? Very good. So now, but here's the thing though, it's applied to the loan amount. Now, if they give you the price, suppose the price is $75,000 and suppose the down payment is 20%. Well, first we need to figure out what is the loan amount, and then we're going to apply the 0.03 to the loan amount to be able to get what the 3 points equal. So therefore, we take the 0.20, right, 20%, right, 0.20, and we're going to multiply that by what to get the down payment? First, we need to figure out what is the down payment?
By the price?
Yes. So we're going to multiply, yes, we're going to multiply 0.2 times the price, which is 75,000, and then that equals 15,000. So the down payment is 15,000. Now, to get the loan amount, then we're going to take the price and we're going to subtract off the 15,000 in order to get the loan amount, which is 60,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then therefore, we're going to take the 0.03 and we're going to multiply it by the loan amount, which is 60,000, in order to get the what the total points equal to, right? So the 3 points equals to 1,800. So that's clear. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then number three, calculate gross monthly income that qualifies. All right. And let's say, the borrower has a job and the borrower is making $15.75 per hour, and the borrower does 15 hours of overtime consistently. So therefore, okay, let's take the $15.75, and we're gonna multiply it by what in order to get the weekly amount?
By 40 hours.
Right, 40 hours, okay, and then we get 630. And then we take that 630, we multiply it by how many weeks in order to get the yearly amount?
52.
Right? So we get the 32,760. And then we're going to take that amount and divide it by how many months in order to get the monthly amount?
12.
12. Excellent. All right. And then now, all right, so we have this number, we're gonna save this number. And then now we need to figure out the overtime payment amount. So we take the 15.75 and we're gonna multiply that by what in order to get the overtime payment amount?
1.50.
Right, excellent. And that's gonna give us $23.625. And then we're gonna take that 23.625 and multiply it by how many hours in order to get the weekly amount?
15.
Right, 15, because it was 15 hours of overtime that the borrower is making, right? Okay, very good. And then we're going to take that, so that's $354.375. So we're going to take that amount and multiply it by how many weeks in order to get the yearly amount?
52.
52. And then that gives us the 18,427.5. And then we're going to divide that by how many months in order to get the monthly amount?
12.
12. Very good. And then we're going to add the two numbers together. So we add those two numbers together and we get $4,265.63. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So now number four, calculate the maximum monthly mortgage payment for which the borrower would qualify on a conventional loan. All right. So this is where definitely we're going to need to know what is the front end ratio and what is the back end ratio of a conventional loan, right? Mm-hmm. So that's going to be important, you know. And so by the way, so what is the front end ratio for a conventional loan?
The front end is 28.
And the back end?
43%.
Wait.
Not percent, just 43.
Right? No, on a conventional loan. On a conventional, 28 is the front end.
Right.
The back end on a conventional loan?
It's not 43?
No, you're thinking FHA.
Oh, 36, yeah.
36, yeah. All right, yeah. All right, so yeah, conventional front end, 28%, back end, 36%. Okay, all right. So we want to calculate the maximum monthly mortgage payment for which the borrower would qualify on a conventional loan. Here's the situation. The stable annual income is $92,800. The borrower has a $485 monthly car payment with 9 payments left, right? $200 revolving credit card payment and $1,700 court order child support. Now, why is that important that we know how many payments are left when in terms of a car loan?
Because that's when the whole knowing about the leases come into effect. So if it's more than 10 payments.
Okay, wait a minute now. Now, car loan is different than a car lease though.
Right.
Okay, so, and it's different rules, right? All right, so first, let's talk about the car loan rule, about the payments, about the car loan. So what's the rule in order, for a car loan to be included in the calculation? What's the criteria?
Isn't it has to be less than 10 payments left?
Yes, very good, yes. Okay, and then what about car leases though? What's the situation regarding the car lease? That's
always included.
Yes, car lease is always included. Yes, very good. Okay, so then therefore we have, okay, so yeah, so that's our situation here. So therefore, in terms of this car payment, are we going to include it or no?
Yeah.
Wait. The car loan payment? It's not a car lease. It's a car loan payment.
So we don't include it.
Right, so we don't include it, right? Oh, you know, and I'm sorry, it probably wasn't clear because when you said when you read car payment, you probably weren't really clear whether it's car lease or car loan. But yeah, so this means this really is a car loan payment, you know. So okay, yeah, so we don't include it because it's only 9 payments left, right? So it's not enough remaining payments to be included, you know. So we don't include it. All right, so in our calculation. So all right, so here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to first we got to figure out because the ratios apply to like the monthly income, right? They give us the stable annual income. They give us the annual income. So step one is we need to figure out what is the monthly income for this borrower. So we're going to take the annual income of 92,800 and we're going to divide that by how much to get the monthly income.
Is it 12?
Yes, 12. So we divide by 12 and we get the monthly income of $7,733.33. All right, and then now let's figure out in terms of like the front end ratio, like well, what's the maximum? So since this bar, so here's how you think about it, right? This borrower is making right $7,733.33 every month, right? So in terms of their housing expense ratio, what's the maximum that they can like afford, right? So depending on the housing expense ratio, we're going, and because this is a conventional loan, we're going to multiply this monthly income by the front end ratio for a conventional loan, like the maximum front end ratio. And that maximum front end ratio is how much? What percent?
28.
28, right? So we're going to take 28% of this monthly income. And the way that we calculate it, right, it would be 0.28, right? So it's like 0.28 times $7,733.33. And then that's going to give us $2,165.33. So that's the maximum, you know, amount based on the housing expense ratio. But now there's another thing that we need to take into consideration. We need to take into consideration the back-end ratio, also called the total obligations ratio. So we're going to take our monthly income again, $7,733.33, and we're going to multiply that by the back-end ratio, the total obligation ratio. And what percent is that again?
36.
36, right? Yeah, and we're going to put it in, you know, the calculator as 0.36. All right, and so we're going to apply that, and that will give us 2,784. But we need, this is a total obligations ratio. So once we get this number, we need to subtract off any other obligations, right? Except for this car payment, right? Because the car payment only has 9 payments left. So therefore, we're not going to include the car payment in the calculation. Like we won't subtract off any amount regarding the car payment, right? The car loan payment, because it's only 9 payments left. If it was a car lease, we would include it though, right? Or if it was, you know, like, you know, or like if it was more payments left over, then yeah, we would include it, right? So, by the way, in terms of the car loan thing, do you know if it's 10? The threshold is 10 payments, 10 remaining payments? Do you know if it's technically 10 payments or less or under 10 payments?
If I remember correctly from Rocky's room, he says less than 10. So it starts at 9, 8, 7, and goes down.
Perfect. Less than 10. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, less than 10. All right. So then, therefore, we take the 2,784 and we subtract off what 2 numbers?
The credit card payment and the child support.
Right. That's right. So we subtract off the 200 and the 1,700, and we get 884. So therefore, what is the maximum monthly mortgage payment for which the borrower would qualify on a conventional loan?
So for this one, we picked the lowest from both, right?
Right. That's right. So it's the 884. $84 one, right? That's it. Yep. Yep. That's good. All right. So now, number 5. All right. We want to calculate the maximum monthly mortgage payment for which the borrower would qualify on a FHA loan. Now we're talking about FHA. Now, what's the front end and back end ratios for FHA?
So the front end is 31 and the back end is 43.
Yes, excellent. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, and here's the situation. We have the borrower has $8,800 of monthly income. The borrower has a car lease of $485. The borrower has revolving credit card payment of 200, a revolving credit payment of 200, and alimony of 1,500, right, per month. So now, all right, so first let's calculate our 2 different maximums, and then we choose the lowest one. So regarding the housing expense ratio, we're going to take our monthly income, the 8,800, and we're going to multiply it by what?
31.31.
Right, that's right, 0.31, right? Because that's 31%, right? So 0.31. And then we get 27.28. All right, and then we're going to take the 8,800 monthly income again, and we're going to multiply it by what in terms for the total obligations ratio?
0.43.
Right, 0.43, and we get 3,784, but we need to subtract off some things, right? Some other obligations that fit. And so what are those things that we're going to subtract off?
So this time we do use, because it's a car lease, we use that and the credit payment and the alimony.
Yes. So we subtract off those things and we get $1,599, right? And then so therefore, what's our answer?
So we picked the lowest one. So this time would be $1,599.
Yes, very good, very good. Awesome. So those are some 5 mortgage math questions. And this has just been part 1, right? There's more mortgage problems that we'll do on future episodes. All right. Thank you. All right. Hang on. I'll be right back. All right.